Raise your hand if you ever pretended to be super busy on your phone when you spotted someone you knew in public suddenly becoming the most dedicated texter in human history, frantically typing hey and deleting it 47 times. Keep that hand up if you've said so many times during a phone call that the other person probably thought you were having a stroke. And definitely keep it raised if you can remember with photographic detail exactly how your middle school crush rejected you in 2003, but you literally could not remember if you locked your car door 30 seconds after walking away from it. Congratulations, you have successfully unlocked the human being achievement. And today, we're diving into 5 totally normal things your brain does that seem completely logical, until you discover the weirdly true explanations that will make you question whether your brain is actually just 3 raccoons in a trench coat pretending to be intelligent. Buckle up, because your self-perception is about to get absolutely demolished. Fact number 1. Why we say and. Let us start with something we all do roughly 847 times per conversation, saying, like, and you probably think your brain is just broken, right? Like your mouth is a dial-up modem trying to connect to your thoughts. Here's the totally normal explanation. Linguists call these filler words just natural pauses. While your brain desperately searches for actual words that make sense, it's like your brain is frantically Googling how to English in real. But here's the weirdly true part that will blow your mind. You're not being dumb. You're actually being a genius. Scientists discovered that when you say you're basically putting up a tiny under construction sign for your brain. You're politely telling the other person, hold up Karen, my mental Wi-Fi is buffering some premium content here. Do not interrupt this download. Even better, people who use more filler words are actually more considerate communicators. While you're saying you're literally buying time to craft a thoughtful response, instead of just word vomiting whatever garbage thought just fell out of your brain. So next time someone mocks you for saying just tell them you're demonstrating advanced cognitive processing and superior social intelligence. You're not malfunctioning. You're basically a human software update. And they're just jealous they're still running on Windows 95. Fact number 2. Why we walk faster in the rain. Picture this tragic scene. You're casually strolling to your car when it starts to drizzle, and suddenly you transform into the Flash, speed walking like you're being personally attacked by water molecules. Classic human behavior, right? You don't want to get wet. Except, and this is where science gets hilarious, researchers actually timed this madness. When it rains, people walk 25% faster even when they have umbrellas, even when they're already soaked like a sad, defeated sponge, even when walking faster makes absolutely zero difference to their wetness level. Ready for this? Your caveman brain thinks rain is a predator. I'm not kidding. Somewhere in your prehistoric skull, drizzle registers as mortal danger. Your ancient ancestors who speedwalked during storms were more likely to find shelter and not become dinosaur food. So your brain still thinks that light mist is basically a velociraptor that you can somehow outrun with your superior walking technique. But here's where it gets absolutely ridiculous. This panic response kicks in for other threats too. You walk faster when you're late trying to outrun time itself, when you're in a sketchy neighborhood speed walking away from vibes, or when you're carrying something expensive fleeing from the concept of clumsiness. Your brain is literally trying to power walk away from abstract concepts. It's like your internal caveman is constantly screaming, danger, with a must escape water falling from sky, while you're just trying to get to Fact number 3. Why we check our phone right after putting it down. Be brutally honest, how many times have you put your phone down, counted exactly 2.5 seconds, then immediately grabbed it again to check? Absolutely nothing. You just looked at it. The laws of physics haven't changed. But somehow your brain is convinced that in those 2.5 seconds, something earth-shattering might have happened. The normal explanation sounds reasonable. We're addicted to social media dopamine hits. We're just weak-willed digital zombies shuffling toward our glowing rectangles. But the weirdly true explanation is way more pathetic and hilarious. Your brain has turned your phone into a slot machine. Except instead of money, you're gambling for the slim possibility that anyone, might have acknowledged your existence in the last 30 seconds. See, your brain learned this pattern from actual slot machines. Random rewards at unpredictable times. Sometimes you get a text, sometimes you get nothing. But your brain is absolutely convinced that this time, this magical phone check will be the jackpot. Here's the tragic part. Your brain is so committed to this delusion that it starts creating phantom vibrations. Your phone, isn't buzzing. Your brain is just sulfur monoxide desperate for stimulation that it's hallucinating notifications. You're basically being gaslighted by your own pocket computer. Even sadder, your brain cannot comprehend the difference between I checked this 3 seconds ago and I haven't checked this in 3 hours. Time is meaningless when you're addicted to the possibility of digital validation. You've been psychologically catfished by an algorithm. Fact number 4. Why we remember embarrassing moments perfectly. Quick test. What did you eat for breakfast last Tuesday? Drawing a blank. Cool. Now tell me about that time in 8th grade when you confidently walked into what you thought was the bathroom but was actually the janitor's closet. and had to back out slowly while making eye contact with a mob. Bam! Instant HD replay, complete with surround sound and director's commentary. Right. You probably remember the exact shade of your horror, what brand of mop witnessed your shame, and how your dignity packed its bags and moved to another country. Normal explanation. Embarrassing memories stick because they're emotionally significant. Strong feelings make strong memories. Psychology 1. But here's the weirdly true nightmare. Your brain is essentially running a 24/7 horror movie theater, and embarrassing memories are its blockbuster franchise. Scientists discovered that when you remember embarrassing moments, your brain fires up the exact same pain centers as when you're being physically injured. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between I am remembering that time I waved back at someone who wasn't waving at me and I am currently being mauled by a bear. What wait, there's more. Your brain doesn't just store these memories, it's constantly remastering them. Every time you cringe at an old memory, your brain adds bonus content. More witnesses, louder laughs, extra awkwardness. You not remembering what actually happened. You remembering your brain's increasingly dramatic director's cut. That time you said you too when the waiter said enjoy your meal. The waiter forgot it before you even sat down. But your brain has turned it into a full-length feature film that it screens every night when you're trying to fall asleep. Your brain is basically that friend who retells stories but makes them more traumatic every time, except the stories are always about your social failures. Fact number 5. Why we pretend to be busy when we see people we know. Final scene. You innocently shopping at Target when you spot Brad from HR examining the cereal aisle. Suddenly, you become fascinated by the nutritional information on a box of crackers you will never buy. Or you whip out your phone and start composing the most urgent text message in human history to your mom about weather conditions. Normal explanation. We anti-social monsters who hate small talk about Brad's weekend plans to reorganize his garage. But the weirdly true explanation is actually genius. You're reperforming advanced social stealth mode, and it's a highly sophisticated survival technique that would make Navy SEALs proud. Your brain runs a lightning-fast calculation. Do I have the mental bandwidth for a 12-minute conversation about Brad's new ergonomic office chair? Can I summon the emotional energy to pretend his stories about weekend home improvement are riveting? Am I prepared to fake enthusiasm about his nephew's Little League batting average, when the answer is absolutely not? Your brain activates cognitive load management. Fancy science speak for, I literally cannot process one more human interaction without my brain blue screening like a Windows computer from 2004. Here's the beautiful part. Studies show 89% of people admit to doing this, and 94% say they don't mind when others do it to them. We're all participating in this elaborate theatrical performance of fake productivity. It's like we collectively agreed to pretend that examining shampoo ingredients is suddenly the most important task in our lives. So next time you dive behind a display of paper towels to avoid small talk, remember you're not antisocial. You're a highly trained social ninja, demonstrating advanced self-preservation skills. You're basically Batman, but for avoiding conversations about the weather. Outro. So there you have it 5 totally normal human behaviors that are actually your brain being a chaotic, overprotective, drama queen survival machine that treats everyday life like an episode of Fear Factor. The next time you your way through a sentence, sprint through a light drizzle, check your phone for the 73rd time, cringe at a decade-old memory, or hide from Brad behind a mountain of toilet paper, just remember, your brain isn't broken, it's just aggressively, hilariously, beautifully human. Your brain is basically that overly dramatic friend who turns every minor inconvenience into a Netflix series, except the friend lives in your skull and never stops talking. Which of these personally attacked you the most? Drop a comment and let me know. I'll read every single one while saying approximately 47 times and checking my phone between each word, because apparently that's just how we roll as a species. Smash that subscribe button for more scientific evidence that we all just sophisticated weirdos pretending to have our lives together. And I'll see you next time on Totally Normal but Weirdly True.